we are filming part 3. I don't even know if these are going to go up before Avengers. But let's hope, eh? If you're on this video, you've already seen the first 2, so you already know what this is. These are going to be very long videos, and we apologise. But hey, it's more of a podcast, I suppose. Just us talking smack.
About people who can do much better jobs than we can. But it doesn't stop us from criticising them in every way.
Never. Have you seen my skin? Okay, so we're on phase 3, right?
Yeah, yes, yes, we are phase 3.
Let me refer to my memory. I think, yes, okay, phase 3.
Okay, so the order of the phase 3 films is Captain America Civil War, followed by Doctor Strange, then it is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, then Spider-Man Homecoming, Thor Ragnarok, Black Panther, Infinity War, and Captain Marvel, and then obviously Avengers Endgame, but we haven't reached that level yet.
Almost.
We're almost there.
I don't know what that was. So, the first thing we put on our list, which I believe was a point from you, is that these films in phase 3, I can't remember. They're the most consistent with their faith in the directors.
Yeah.
In that the directors were given a task and they just sort of said, all right, look, this is what we want the movie to be, but however you get there, obviously, you know, classic Disney things don't do etc. But
no,
very clearly a lot more freedom, except for maybe Captain Marvel. But we'll get into that at the end, as it is the last phase 3 movie.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, the directors for this phase mainly being the Russo brothers, Ryan Coogler, Taika Waititi, John Watts. I think that's his. I can't remember if I'm.
You were the one that got it right last time, so I think it is John Watts.
But because I don't know if I'm confusing it with the guy who directed Breakfast Club, because they kept saying it's going to be that kind of movie, which I don't remember his name. It might be John Watts.
No, I think that's John Bender. No, that he played the guy in the Breakfast Club.
Oh God. But anyway. So
professional. No.
Of these movies, standouts for us. Well, for you, let's say you first.
For me, I'd go.
Phase 3 is good.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Honestly speaking, it's hard. It's easier for me to say what I didn't like than what I did like.
Very quickly. It's easy to say we loved Civil War, Thor 3, Guardians 2, Spider-Man,
and Infinity War.
The other ones like Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel. Oh wait, sorry, Black Panther. And we weren't too. The thing with Doctor Strange, I didn't really like it, but man, it was great to watch.
It is a good visual, but okay, I don't remember a single character other than Doctor Strange.
I remember them. I remember the bald woman.
Name them.
The Grandmaster. Dormammu. I've come to bargain.
Literally. Sometimes, what's Doctor Strange's first name?
Stephen. I only know that.
I'm going to take your word for it.
Okay. I only know that because I think I looked at it the other day.
No, I do think I know.
to pleasure myself.
What?
Stephen.
No. Listen. Okay. Alright, now let's get professional now. The problem I have with Doctor Strange isn't that it's bad. It's not a bad movie in the slightest. It's just nothing about it is particularly memorable. And I feel like they know Doctor Strange isn't that pivotal of a character, or not, maybe not pivotal, maybe not that interesting of a character, and I think that's why they're stuck in with Iron Man for the whole film. Because if you realise, he's the only one that doesn't, like, he sticks with Iron Man the whole film.
It's a shame too because Benedict can act, but
And it's not even that he's a bad Doctor Strange at all. It's just I don't know. There's just something
no,
really.
it's true, very empty. But I must say, they set up a nice villain with the guy, I don't remember the black guy. I don't remember his name. Malcolm, Dexter.
I don't. Mordor.
Maury.
What?
Enough of Doctor Strange. We also didn't like.
We'll get to the one we didn't like.
Yes. Okay.
Should we go back to Civil War then? Because we didn't usually.
Let's go to the beginning of Phase 3, everyone. Civil War.
Okay, Captain America: Civil War. Okay. Man, love this film. This is probably top 3 Marvel films in my opinion. I feel like most of the characters, their best performance is in this film. If not action-wise, then acting-wise, or I don't know, characterization, the drama of it. I just felt like it hit on all cylinders. Like once the film gets really going, it just doesn't stop. It's just like it keeps introducing characters that you love. It keeps giving you great moments. It keeps giving you fun, and then it breaks your heart a bit in the ending. And it's just like, wow, what did I just see? And it gives you the good kind of question mark. It's like, wow, what's gonna happen next? Instead of just what just happened.
I do think, however, the scope changes too quickly, and I guess it is very good that they had Guardians to at least give us the the galaxy scale stuff. But imagine Guardians wasn't there, and it just went from Civil War to Thanos just knocking on their door, like for real.
You know what? That's actually a very good point. I think the whole criticism of everything's the end of the world maybe got to them, and they were like, okay, cool, let's make it personal. But like you said, it is very true. You went from Age of Ultron, which was literally a guy using special vibranium source to lift a city,
well, part of it at least,
to drop it again like a basketball and just blow up the planet.
Age of Kobe.
But like, it went from that to, I don't know, 12 heroes scuffing in the airport like a year 8 astronaut.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I hear what you mean. I
loved it. Don't get out. I'm not trying to criticize it, but it's just a bit weird.
I personally did like that, but at the same time, I get where you're coming from. But I did like that it went from personal. No, it went from like, you know, galaxy scope to personal, and you get to look deeper into how the Avengers feel about the consequences. Because Avengers 2, it felt like a team up. It felt like the mission, and Civil War was almost like, okay, what happens after the mission? Like, how do they feel about, I don't know, the one stranger that got langed off camera? You know, it puts that into perspective. I really like that old woman who's like, my son's dead. She says to Tony Stark and Endor,
at the beginning, yes.
My son's dead, and I blame you. I was like, man, that's a great scene. I wish there was even like more of her, but I guess, you know,
just everyone shitting on Tony.
God damn it, Tony deserves better. Which brings me to my next point. The Russos love when Tony suffers. This is something that I found because they were like, oh, what's the difference between, you know, all the directors? And I remember one in particular saying, have you ever realized that, you know, the Russos, the saddest moments that come with Tony, it comes from the Russos, but with no genuine solution. It just leads to more trouble. That's what...
Suffer. It's
literally suffer. And I think it's because Robert Downey Jr. is such a phenomenal actor, and they want to, I think, use the most of his acting range as possible. So they break him, you know, they really break Tony down. And then you get scenes like the ending of Civil War, or the elevator, or, you know, what's that thing he says to the when he's doing coffee or something and he's talking to them, and he puts up the sun and he's like, oh yeah, we got to join the Avengers. I mean the registration. Sorry.
But what, when he's talking about the kid?
Yeah.
I can't remember, but it's beautiful.
Like, yeah,
we promise. Well,
we
you probably know.
Yeah. Like, it's so. I think the Russos really enjoy breaking him apart for the sake of their own sick pleasure, and just so we can get like the best acting performance out of Downey.
It was just saying the kid was like in Sokovia, like building houses.
Yeah, like he was like some nice guy, and it's just like, oh, I remember the line now. He's like, oh, what he was gonna end up to be, I wouldn't know because we dropped a building on him when we were kicking ass, and it was just like,
damn Tony, damn Tony.
Like that man. Like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's got like the acting range to do stuff like that. But negative, I think, is Vision.
Why?
The Russos hate Vision so
really?
much. They always have a neuter for Vision.
You think?
I mean, Civil War, Wanda can control his juice. So every time he tries to do something, it's crumble.
Well, because I guess you have to. Because they realise, oh,
he's got an Infinity Stone in his head. But man, you could have come up with something smart about it. Like, I felt like even the way Tony's able to take on Thanos in Infinity War, you could get him, like, you could try and have him, and the way he is with Vision, almost like you could kind of lead into it. Yeah. You know, you could kind of try and explain that. I don't know, maybe Vision, maybe he sees how Vision is with the stone, and then he takes defenses from that. You know, you could have done something with Vision that's more, because I felt like it was just kind of lazy for them to just go, oh yeah, someone can stop him, and then just have him float around.
But unfortunately, it kind of had to be done
like
because
a horny
Vision
puppy.
really would have just wrecked everyone. I mean, at that point at least, with no Thor also.
Yeah, they didn't have Thor. Do you think they wanted Thor and Hulk in the film?
What, the Russos or Disney?
Well, I'd say the Russos. I'm sure Disney knew them were making money regardless.
Well, because my understanding is they weren't, like, Hulk and Thor weren't even in the comic Civil War. So I think even they know that, like, man, Thor and Hulk being here would just not be right.
Yeah, because they'd literally just be fighting and accidentally killing all the other Avengers.
You know, so I can't say whether they wanted or not, but I'm sure they were very glad they didn't have to have them. You know?
Because they cost a lot. To be fair, visual effects cost a lot of money. So to do your Giant Man, your Black Panther, and plus they spent they wasted so much money CGIing Spider-Man so he'd be a secret.
Yeah.
So you can only imagine.
I mean, I'm happy.
No, I am happy, but then they just put in the trailer anyway.
Hey everyone. Oh, that was a good day.
Man, I was screaming. Do you remember that? Did you see that video? It was like everyone reacting to it. God, that was amazing.
That was beautiful. But anyway, let's move on. We don't want to waffle. Then after Civil War,
Doctor Strange, which we kind of talked about.
Yeah, Doctor Strange, I mean, you sort of introduced the magic realm. I don't know why it needed to. I guess it just wanted to also just establish Doctor Strange.
Colours.
I don't know what that is.
I just did it right now.
Oh, okay. I can't remember what I was saying. For Infinity War and Endgame. Because they needed him to see the times.
They just needed one. I think they just wanted us to put a stone in, so they didn't have to do 2 stones established in a film.
Yeah.
And 2, they needed to be like, oh, he can take on Thanos.
But yeah,
so
villain was crap. Blah blah blah. I don't want to talk about Doctor Strange.
Wow.
After Doctor Strange,
Cold-Blooded Guardians 2.
I do like me some Guardians of the Galaxy.
But Mikey, what did you say to me when you first watched it?
So when I first watched this movie, I had an unfortunate what do you call it? Like when you have a...
He hated it.
I didn't hate it, but when I went in, I was really on a high of Guardians 1, right? And that was the standard I went into the movie with. Now, I do think Guardians 1 is better. However, Guardians 2 is very different, and I can't really explain how it's different. I just mean I shouldn't have held it to that standard of Guardians 1. And because I didn't get Guardians 1, because I was an idiot, I didn't enjoy it as much, and I said, it was a bit of a letdown. And I remember, I was in a bath, and I just put my laptop, and I was like, yeah, Guardians 2, why not? And damn, I enjoyed, that was the best damn bath in my life. No, seriously, I was in the bath, and I was like, man, why did I not enjoy this? Seriously, I really do love it.
Chris Pratt, man.
Yeah, Chris Pratt.
This is the film that made me love Star-Lord. Like, I mean, I like him in Guardians 1. I like all of them, Guardians 1. But I didn't know who my favourite was coming out of Guardians 1. This is definitely Pratt's film, man. Him and Yondu, like, man, they are just amazing together. It's funny when you think about it, because the whole film is based on their relationship, and they spend, like, maybe, I don't know, 3 scenes together? Maybe 4?
Big scene, I beg your pardon. Big scenes, though.
Yeah, like, huge scenes. Like, it's like, in that 5 minutes, like, they argue, they cuss each other, they kind of, like, are tender to each other. Like Yondu's like really like appreciative of Star-Lord. You see that, and then you get their whole relationship encompassed in just that ending fight scene, and that's all you really need. Sometimes they didn't even have to put forced scenes between the two. We knew how their relationship was kind of in Guardians 1, and then they just kind of climaxed it in number 2, and that's it. Boom, like that.
Character development.
Gamora and Nebula are also great. Their development is sick too.
Yes, we did say we were going to speak about them more in Phase 3.
Yeah. Nebula, Gamora's robotic half-sister, who Thanos just hates for some reason. Like, she's super developed in number 2. Like, you get to see, like, how she's motivated. Like, what even made her, like, the way she is. And it's the whole thing of Gamora and Nebula would just have battles. And every time Gamora would win, Nebula would just Thanos would remove a piece of Nebula's human, I don't know if she's human, but whatever body type she has, he's replacing it with metal or cyborg things or whatever. So she's just literally got a metal eyeball for no reason.
So she can eventually win. And she never did. Poor girl.
Well, when she did win, Thanos wasn't even there. Literally, so
no, I can't. What's the music for Thing?
Spider-Man.
No, Paddy's. What is it? Always. Man, Guardians 2 is great. They kind of turned up the funny on Drax, but it actually, I don't know, Batista like surprisingly can carry a like comedic relief role pretty damn well. I don't know, man. Like, even if they're gimmicky, like, you've got the Drax being funny, you've got Groot being too damn cute for his own good. The scene where they're, the Ravagers are bullying him. That's definitely something for the women to go, aww.
Well,
listen, but even it's actually quite intense though. Like, they start drowning him in beer and stuff. I don't know. And then you get the Cheddar Bob. Cheddar Bob from 8 Mile.
Of all people.
He's just there. It was a bit too intense. But,
it's a quite loud, it's a very loud scene, but then Yondu just penetrates all of them.
Oh, it's good. Come a little bit closer. All the stuff with Ego. Excuse me. I am glad that they got rid of Star-Lord's like sentient powers.
I guess the whole magic of him is that he's just a dude.
And even though it was fun to see him have those powers for a movie, I am glad it's not just a thing now of, oh, he can, milk these powers and do whatever the fuck he wants with it. He's the same old guy. But again, I want to keep moving on just so we don't get stuck. We love Guardians. I'm Mary Poppins, Yondu's funeral was beautiful.
James gone forever.
Guardians 3, we're waiting.
We'll be waiting a long time.
A long time. After Guardians 2, Spider-Man?
To be fair, I didn't like Spider-Man when it first came out. Yeah. I don't know what... I feel like...
I loved it, but I was definitely biased. But I stand by that it is pretty good and one of the better MCU movies. Personally.
You know what? Man, people are going to attack me for this. I actually think it's my favourite Spider-Man film right now.
Damn. I thought you were just going to say you didn't think it was good, but no, fair enough.
I mean, they'll attack me on both ends. I hate it. It's the best Spider-Man movie ever. Okay, I'm explaining. Okay, number one...
Raimi's.
Should we talk about why I hate it? Okay, why I hated it. I don't like the third act, and it felt like a film that's very much a slow build to the third act. So all the scenes were cool when I was first seeing. I was like, oh yeah, this is kind of cool. This scene's kind of cool. This scene's kind of cool. And then when I got to the third act, it was shot really badly because it was all misty. Lighting was all over the place. You know,
it was killer.
They didn't even really fight. It felt silly. And it felt too small scale, and a bit of it was too light. This is what I thought coming out of the cinema. When I then saw it on Blu-ray, and I only bought it on Blu-ray because it was like, oh, I had this Marvel collection. I was like, I might as well buy this one then. I wasn't bathing, but I was just in my bed, and then I heard the intro, and firstly, I think it's so flipping cool what they did. That was so cool. Oh my goodness.
No, that was beautiful.
That was so good, man. Oh man, I wanted to cry. I was like, this is amazing. And then I was like, oh man, this is great. And I was like, I was just watching things about the film that I didn't even remember. And I was like, man, this is a really good scene. Man, this is really good. Oh my days, this is flipping good. What was wrong with the scene? Then I got to the end, I was like, oh yeah, this is what I didn't like. But... Yeah, sorry?
I was just like, no, I'll get to it after.
Yeah, but like, man, I was just watching it thinking, it's... Alright, so let me explain why I think is the best now. The best Spider-Man film. Number one, it feels like a genuine Spider-Man. I feel like Tobey... I'm not trying to say you have to be comic accurate. You don't have to be. But he feels too emo, in my opinion.
Under the mask.
Yeah, he's too...
Or you mean in general?
Yeah, he's too emo. Like, Spider-Man 1 and 2 are great movies. But when you think of Spider-Man, you think of a very fun, you know, charismatic, energetic character. Tobey's really dry. He's really dry.
I think he's wet. I think that's what it is. He's wet. He's like wet. He's moist.
He's moist. You have more?
But do you know what I mean?
Get a microphone, Cheddar Bomb. Like, yeah, he's too sappy. He's too... Am I not supposed to get what I want? It's like, he's literally got a line in Spider-Man 2. He's like, I'm different now. Punch me. I bleed. What is that? What is that? Is that ad-libbed?
I don't know.
That's so bad. Like, that's such bad writing. And it's like, it just doesn't feel... He just doesn't feel fun to me. Like, even, like, I can't just for the sake of things put on a Spider-Man movie. I have to be, like, in the mode for it. I have to be in the mode for Spider-Man. Spider-Man 1 is well-paced. Spider-Man 2, I don't think is well-paced. I think Spider-Man 2 is quite slow at times. I feel like Homecoming it's got, you know, and I feel like part of me didn't understand that it's in his perspective. So I can say, yeah, it's small scale. The world isn't ending. But it's like, when you think about it, he's a teenager who spent all this time trying to get with a black chick, and the first time he gets with the black chick, the father is a villain. My world may not be on fire, but his world definitely is. You know?
That hurts. That's rough, man.
You know what I mean? Like, man, even when he's got to reject, like, the dance, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I've got to go. Like, man, like, that's not a great...
Yeah, no, that was very well built up to just, like, have to, like... It was very aggravating, like, in a good way to watch it, like, you fully have to leave.
Exactly. He can't even get his girl. I feel like everyone is... and also, another reason I think Spider-Man's my favorite MCU film is I have a thing for like coming of age teenage flicks, and I feel like Homecoming presented that the most. Spider-Man 1 kind of glosses over the student things, but
very quickly.
Yeah, it's like graduation.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Like,
Basically.
you know, Homecoming encourages it, embraces it, and everyone feels kind of cool and witty, and it feels like a real high school movie.
Like, I love like they mention like TED Talks.
Yeah,
you know, like I don't know, little stupid throwaway lines like that. That just kind of like, or even when they're playing Snog, Marry, or whatever the American equivalent is.
Yeah, Snog, Marry, Kill, or even the little YouTube videos. Those little videos that the students have.
Yeah.
Like, do you have a date to the dance? Yes.
Yeah.
You know, like.
No, it's very well grounded. The reason I really enjoyed it is because I do love Spider-Man, and I did love the original Spider-Man trilogy. Obviously, I mean, no one really cares for. I'm sorry, Andrew. I know you're watching this, Andrew Garfield. But Homecoming had a job to give us something fresh, but also give us Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they tackled that was to put Spider-Man in situations we haven't seen him in before. So the final battle begins on a plane, you know, where there's no buildings for Spider-Man to swing on. He's in Washington, and there's only one tall landmark in the whole vicinity.
I think it's so... Also.
No. That's just like 350 feet high, and he's like... he's scared of heights.
That's so cool. I thought that was so cool. Like, that Spider-Man was scared of heights.
You know? Oh, man, nah. I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it.
Like, yeah, like, man, like... And hell, even the whole, like, Oh, and another thing. It was nice seeing Tony Stark in the way the world sees him. Because when we see Tony, he's depressed and he's drinking and he hates himself, and Russo's want his blood and guts and sweat, you know. But it's nice to see that you see him from the godlike status that everyone else does. It's literally just Tony being the best, and you see people like, whoa. And it's kind of ironic because he's looking up to him and he's like, Tony's so cool. And I'm just thinking to myself, if only you knew.
I know.
Like, if only you knew it's like, nobody knows the trouble. You know, and and it even plays into Tony's character. Like, he's got to keep up this facade, if not for the sake of himself, for the sake of the people that look up to him.
Yeah, ultimately, the also sort of imparting of wisdom from Tony, that whole just relationship, the development of the relationship, I guess, for Infinity War.
A lot of people kind of hate it.
I know, like,
right? Oh, he's no Uncle Ben.
It's Iron Man 4, Iron Boy.
Iron Man 4, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, they're giving you something different. The biggest problem everyone had with Andrew Garfield is that it was too much of a rehash of Tobey Maguire's origin story. They literally give you something different, and you hate it.
Oh, Iron Boy.
And it's like, bro, Tony's in there for like 3 minutes.
While I didn't think it was an Iron Boy or anything, I was very happy that his suit got taken away, but he still answered the call of duty, and just scrapped in his pajamas, like whatever that homemade suit was. You know, I loved it so much.
I love that. Of course, the scene when like the buildings are all on him,
bench pressing concrete. It's always
come
great.
On, Spider-Man. It's the way. No, man,
That Spider-Man.
No, the acting is so good in that scene because it's the way he's asking for help in the beginning. He's just It's almost like he's waiting for Iron Man to come save him, and then he realizes, no,
it's time to be
a man. Like, oh man, that scene, that every time I see it, it's like, man, the film ends there. If the film ends there, I have no problem with it. Just don't fight him. Just lift the bench. I'm going home, guys. And that's it.
Hey, Mr. Yeah, no, it's great.
You know, man.
Spider-Man Homecoming is great.
I think.
Fight me.
Fight him. I think, honestly, I may change my mind because, you know, my mind fluctuates, but I do think it's like my favourite Spider-Man film.
I'm glad Michael Keaton didn't die because I do want him to come back.
Yeah,
I
Keaton's
really
cool.
liked him. He's very cool. I'm not trying to say he's like best MC villain or anything, but he was pretty cool. But I don't know if what's her name will be back. The first love interest. I can't even remember her name.
Liz.
Liz.
It's Liz.
Oh man, I just remembered, and his suit is hilarious. His suit is absolute, like the voice.
Yeah.
Is so funny.
Oh, I'm not a boy. I'm a man.
Well, but not even. Well, the interrogation with Childish Gambino is funny. Although, I don't know, Childish kills me at sometimes. Like, he's a bit too like, hey, man, you don't really talk like that, man. You need to get better at this part of the job. But when you know when he saves them from the elevator.
Oh yeah, she's like,
Peter, now's your chance.
Karen, you god.
No,
I know what you're talking. Yeah. Man, no, Karen is pretty great. Or when he's doing all that stuff in the wherever he's locked in, and he's like, they're talking about, oh, I love you, Peter. It's like, oh, how long have we been here? 37 minutes. What?
No, the suit is great. Give that suit an Oscar.
You know who plays the suit or voices the suit?
No.
Jennifer Connelly, who is Jarvis's wife in real life.
Oh, that's pretty fun.
Yes.
Oh wait, no, I think I do know her. Like, isn't she the love interest in Hulk, like the first Hulk?
I think you're right. Yeah.
Because I remember seeing a picture of her and I was like, oh yeah. But anyway, let's not divert.
We don't care that much, Karen.
Spider-Man was great. Like, just Phase 3 knocking them all out of the park. Seriously. Well, most of them out of the park.
Yeah, man. And then we get to Thor Ragnarok.
Another great one.
You know, Thor?
Another great one.
Thor Ragnarok.
They finally understood what to do with Thor.
Which is absolutely nothing. Don't make him serious. We don't care about his story. Just show me Hemsworth's abs and guns.
I mean, realistically, it's so true. Just rely on the charisma of the actor you have. And just have them fuck about in space. I feel this was the problem with Phase 1 and 2. I don't know if it was budget reasons or what, but when you have these cosmic characters, as we saw from Guardians, it's just so fun.
Yeah.
To have them just have like space adventures, you know, and it's just such a nice sort of, I don't want to say nostalgic because I was a baby, but you know, like old 80s, 90s, even things like Star Wars and Star Trek, you know, these beautiful fantasies in outer space. You have these characters. Why not
take advantage of it, right? And I was even thinking to myself, I like that it's the opposite of Guardians in a way. See, Guardians, the main planets are quite sparkly and pretty and visual. Thor Ragnarok is basically it's the space ghetto. It's the space ghetto. Like, it's literally Sakaar, just run down, but it's like fancy garbage. It's like
fancy garbage.
It's garbage. You know, like, it's just, I really like that. I think that's super cool. It's a nice, fresh place to take Thor. Loki's pretty great. I like that Loki's character goes from this evil mastermind to just this mischievous bottom who, you know, this mischievous bottom who just eats grapes and sips martinis and just tries his absolute best to not get involved in drama, but it's like he can't help himself.
Yeah.
It's like he literally just can't help himself. Like, that's who he is. He's just a waste man. Like, I remember thinking, oh, what did he do with Odin after the whole Thor 2 ending when he's on the throne? Oh, what did he do to Odin? Is Odin dead? Is he in prison? And he just made him crazy and live in Norway while he had theatre on himself.
By Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. Oh, man.
No, Thor was good. And with Thor, Ragnarok actually introduced a new character who's probably going to be very important. Valkyrie.
Yes. Who I didn't really like, personally.
The thing is, I liked her, but I also dislike the big thing that you dislike. Which is the alcohol perspective on her.
Oh, yeah. I have a thing. I don't think that excessive alcohol intake should be seen as a personality trait, especially in a Disney movie. Like, I don't even want to be Mr. PC or the police or whatever. However, you've literally explored this character as like, you know, a feminist character. You know, it's like, oh, she can kick butt, you know, she could beat up Loki, don't know how, she could beat up Hela, don't know how, but okay, whatever. But it's literally a thing where they kind of just make light of the fact that since all her people were destroyed, she became an alcoholic. And I felt like you could have done something with that, you know? You could have even like kind of had a message about it, but
she's just fine. She just drinks.
Like literally, Thor even says something like, "Oh, I was gonna say that, you know, you drink a lot." It's like, "Oh, I don't plan to stop drinking." He's like, "Oh, okay," and it's like, you know.
But what? So how do you feel it's different from, say, Tony? Well, I guess they don't really touch on the alcohol stuff.
Well,
but
even in Tony's moment, remember in Iron Man 2 when Tony's like drinking heavily
in the party in the house.
Yeah, it's pretty clear that that's a bad thing. You have fun with it because he's joking about, but you see Pepper's very distraught. You know, War Machine's distraught.
I see.
You know,
I understand.
And it's much about, and you even only see him do that in the state of despair. You can see it as him just saying, "You know what, forget it." But you it's characterized as a bad situation. You have fun with it, but it's a bad situation. Valkyrie, like even the way Tessa Thompson was kind of describing her character. She was like, yeah, she's kind of like the Han Solo of the Thor universe because she just drinks and I was like, oh, I mean, okay, that's what we were calling. I'm not gonna describe that word for because I don't know if she necessarily said that, but I remember her describing her as Han Solo, and I think the drinking was mentioned. If I'm wrong, I apologize, but it's just like
Tessa Thompson, we're sorry. We know you're watching.
We're sorry, we know you're watching, but you know, like I just felt like. Maybe they'll exploit more in the other one, but I don't think they will. It's not.
I don't know. I think Valkyrie's going to be big,
but maybe not the drinking thing. Cause
sorry.
You know?
I thought you meant the character.
Nah, you know, it's just like like you know, like alcohol intake is not feminism, you know, and it's not. Oh, they drink. Why can't we drink? It's like no, like it's an addiction. You can't characterize an addiction as a personality trait. That's very dangerous. Never very dangerous. I just don't think it's good for cinema. Because I feel like you could do some good... Like, let's not even think about it in a PC way. I just think it's not good cinema. You could do a lot of good things with that, I feel.
With alcoholism. I mean, her story was quite tragic.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah. Her whole squad was finessed.
By one woman.
Like, genuine.
Who vomits swords.
And speaking of... To move away from Valkyrie, I really liked Hela.
I loved Hela.
I really, really...
Now that's alcoholism. I'm joking.
Nah, man.
But man, Hela was so good. I wish there was something where Hela could kind of be on Sakaar. So there was more scenes of her. Like maybe she runs the thing. And
yeah, maybe.
Since she can't find the sword of Asgard, she has her people do it while she stays on Sakaar, making sure Thor and Hulk are, you know, doing what they do. Just because, man, she was just so... naturally witty, like it's the Australians. It's the Australian gift.
Nah, man, she like, and I mean from the get go to just have her destroying the Mjolnir.
Oh my
I mean, because the thing is, usually I would be a bit like, oh, what the fuck? All right, we get it. She's strong. Like, okay, yeah, she can destroy Mjolnir. But the fact that it was like, yeah, I've been stopping your sister from coming back. Like, this is Odin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dying now, so. You lot, good luck. And then instantly it's like, okay, yeah, this shit is serious, and I loved it. It was so
exactly
good. The cheek on her face, it's so good. Oh my
god! And Thor's just like, it's not possible. One thing I don't understand though is when he throws the hammer and she's holding it. He's still in the position of him holding. What is he trying to rethrow it?
I think maybe he's trying to call it back. You know?
Okay.
And I guess that's really weird to act.
Yeah. It's not possible.
Just me and you. No.
Like, it's not possible. And then she's just like even the witch like, darling, you have no idea what's possible. Oh god.
Yeah, no, she's stunning as well.
Yeah, she's great with her long black hair. Although the horns make her, I hated it. I think she should have just had her hair flowing.
I also think she should have had her hair flowing, but it was so symmetrical. I did enjoy it. But I agree. I think it looked silly. I think she should have had it off.
Honestly, I'm not about character death retcons. However, anything to get Hela back, I genuinely wouldn't mind.
But this was my thing with Thor. This is what I thought was going to happen. So the whole thing with Thanos was he's obsessed with death, whatever. I thought their way to introduce that storyline into Infinity War would have been to just have him become infatuated. Well, have him be
in love with Hela.
You know,
which would make sense, I guess.
I don't know. Like, I genuinely thought that's what they were going for.
That'd be cool. That'd be so cool. Could you imagine Thanos and Hela?
You know, like, man, I
The
would
charisma overload.
Genuinely, man, no, I would have really liked it, but hey ho.
I ain't mad at what they did.
Yeah, exactly.
But Hela. I do, and also I guess we have to talk about him. Hulk. I think Hulk was pretty cool in Ragnarok. Ragnarok. Old Town Road. But no, Hulk was so cool. I like that Bruce Banner is kind of just past being sappy about what his life is like. I think I did talk about it a bit in Avengers 2, but I felt like it's like I was just thinking, how many times are we going to see Hulk depressed, conflicted?
I can't control the Hulk.
I can't control it. But Black Widow looks so thick. But I can't not like we can't go through that all the time. And to be honest, yeah, anyone who's in a tough spot eventually just starts to see the humor in it. And I like that Bruce Banner's kind of just like, you know what? It's kind of funny now I think about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not. I think it's done in an earned way. Some people see it as a character rewrite, but I don't think so. I think it's just someone who's just like, you know what? We might as well just enjoy the ride, and we might as well just move with it. You know? I think Banner's pretty cool. I like his chemistry with Hulk. Not Hulk. Hulk, but Thor. Like Banner and Thor, I didn't expect their relationship to be what it was.
It's true, because they don't really... It's only just Hulk fighting Thor. There's never really Banner and Thor. It's true.
Yeah, and I thought Banner and Thor worked really well. Like when Thor's like, what happened? Hulk's like, oh, did we fight? Thor's like, yeah. What happened? I won easily. What? That doesn't sound right. No, it's true. Like that's some really good. That's some really
or
good.
Or when he's trying to convince Banner that he does need him.
Oh yeah.
But, like, Hulk might be more useful.
Yeah, he's like, I prefer you.
I prefer you.
Yeah, man, that's some great stuff. That's some great stuff, man. I like Hulk talking now. That's pretty cool. Hulk talking, I think, is a nice touch. I'm happy. That's what I'm saying. Like, Taika Waititi really just said, yeah, everything you guys are doing, I'm gonna throw in a bin and redo it. But and Thor worked, Loki worked. Valkyrie, I don't think doesn't work. I think there's nice scenes to her. I just felt like one thing that didn't make sense is that Hela can kill all of your Valkyrie women with a burp, but then you're able to take a run at the end, and it's like, what makes you different?
I know. I wish that they might go into it later, but
the melanin.
I know it's. Who knows? It is a good question. But you were talking about Taika Waititi, and yes, he did a great job. But we spoke about it a bit earlier with the quips in like phase 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really enjoyed Thor Ragnarok, and there were a lot of good laughs. However, in italic and bold
and
underlined, sometimes I feel it went a bit too far. Namely, the Devil's Anus, which is a portal in the sky. I don't know.
I don't get it either. I didn't get it. I just don't get why these Sakarians would even say devil. And then why say something like Surtur's Anus? No, but yeah, you're right.
It was a bit weird. There were just some like even though he was hilarious, the Rock Man, I can't remember his name.
Hey man,
he's hilarious. Don't get me wrong, but there's some moments when like I know this is completely off topic, but I had the same issue with Incredibles 2, right? Through the whole movie, you've got the baby Jack who's just laughing and doing whatever he wants. When you're seeing those things that sort of make you laugh and make you happy, like the humour in Thor, it really takes away from
the scope.
Hela is
killing
everyone in Asgard.
I feel like the one thing that differentiates Guardians 1 and 2 from Thor Ragnarok is that I feel like Guardians 1 and 2 always had space to like for the really, really emotional bits. And the really heartbreaking moments.
Like proper tearjerkers.
Now, there were quips even in the tearjerkers, but they made sure you felt the emotions. I think Thor Ragnarok was so focused on being a lot of fun, they kind of decided to reel it back a bit, man. And there's some good moments though, like when Odin's like, when Thor's like, oh, I'm not as strong as you, to like Odin when he's in death space, and Odin's like, no, you're stronger. I thought that was a really good scene.
It was good.
You know,
very power fantasy.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Yeah, and like
goosebumps.
100%.
What are you, the god of hammers, or whatever he said?
Yeah, he's like, are you Thor, the god of hammers?
That is great.
Just throws hammers at you. Catch! Speed! No, but yeah, I agree with you. I feel Thor 2 took it a few quips too many. To be fair, Guardians 2 had a few odd moments as well, but with them, the emotion more than...
Yes.
It was more than
It was
there.
a much better balance, I suppose.
More than there. Thor Ragnarok was... Well, it was very funny heavy. My only thing that's weird about introducing Korg as a super funny character is when you make Hulk funny, Loki funny, Thor funny, do you need another one?
I know, it's strange.
You know, yeah.
It's strange.
It is strange. I mean, he's a good touch. I enjoyed him, but I just didn't think they needed another funny character.
I mean, I guess Taika Waititi wanted to put his accent in the movie. I don't know.
Amen. Bro, have I even been? I've been off camera. I've been like this.
No, because the rope of the camera is covering the. Don't worry, you're there.
I've been here all along.
Yes.
Thanos.
No, it's not like I've got beef with Taika or anything. I guess he had to just really establish this new Thor, and this is what he had to do. So I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Still beautiful.
Yeah. That being said, we move on. We love Thor. After Thor, Infinity War. Oh, Black Panther. Yes. Okay.
A 10 out of 10 for that alone.
So this is where I become racist.
Oh my god! Don't do this.
Apparently, no. No, I really enjoyed Black Panther. My points against it weren't necessarily against the film. I just didn't think it was worthy of being nominated for an Oscar. But hey, it is what it is. As much as I enjoyed Black Panther, we didn't even talk about Black Panther in Civil War, but hey ho. Just so quickly,
I guess we couldn't talk about
Black Panther in Civil War was great. It was I loved Spider-Man, but Black Panther was my favourite part of Civil War.
Yeah.
Just literally a second on Black Panther in Civil War.
Yeah, like, man, he's flipping great. His quips are pretty cool and intense. The fighting is one thing. The fighting is amazing. But man, the one-liners he has are so striking. Like, when he's like, I have been a warrior, and now, since your friend killed my dad, I am the king. So I tell you now, as warrior and king, how long do you think you can keep your friends safe from me?
Yeah,
I was like,
a great line.
Damn.
Yeah, no, it's a great line.
Why doesn't he interact with Iron Man?
I don't know. But anyway, back to Black Panther.
We were on Black Panther.
The movie. My thing was, they made Black Panther so fucking cool in Civil War. And it's not that he's not cool in Civil War, in Black Panther.
He's very dressed down.
But the thing is, that's not even necessarily a bad thing. It's just he becomes very mute. He doesn't really do anything necessarily special. I don't think. Like, he just does his job, I guess.
It's true.
Which is respect. Like, I don't know if it's something that I was expecting I didn't get. I'm not necessarily trying to say it's a bad movie or anything.
It's not. I mean, what you're saying isn't far-reached. You know, I get what you mean. But yeah, go on.
It was just a lot more like mute, and then considering how he was forced into this position of king. I was really hoping for a bit more of a
reckless Black Panther.
No, just more him learning to be king, and not only that, having to deal with such a cool fucking villain like Killmonger, and just be like, damn. I'm king for a week, and this motherfucker shows up wanting to kill all the whites. You know? Like, I don't know. I feel like that would have been really cool to touch on.
Man,
I don't know.
One thing, and the thing is, man, I felt like because Ryan Coogler had made the decision to make it more of a movement film than a Marvel film. I was hoping what I thought the plot could have been. I'm not saying it's better or worse, but this was just like an idea I had. Is I thought they kind of have this like, why are we letting the American into our borders with the Martin Freeman character? I just thought to myself, so you have a plot of an American illegally being in your borders, and I'm like, why don't it just be the Winter Soldier who was in the borders illegally or whatever from Civil War? Like, I thought they could have played on that. And then they could have even had Killmonger be unhappy with that, and that could be what set off a war. Like, because I just felt like you guys could have done a lot more with choreography. And one of the best actors with Marvel and choreography is Sebastian Stan, Bucky. Like, man, I know we moved past Civil War, but man, in Civil War, his fight scenes are great. Like, his little one-on-one with Iron Man before Iron Man blasts his arm. When he's beating up all those soldiers in the elevator. I mean, in his little flat or whatever. Like, man, he's great in the movie. And I felt like Black Panther, as great of a movie as it is, I can't help but look at missed opportunities. One of which is Sebastian. Other one, M'Baku, to an extent. Although, to be fair, I guess they're teasing more for him.
I think we're definitely going to get a lot more M'Baku. People love him.
And yeah, like, I felt like I personally would have liked a very reckless Black Panther. I felt like he was making the right decisions all the time, and I feel like it's almost like this is a really big thing that's testing him. But he always kind of had the solutions, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. However, I think it would be much more interesting if he was just that reckless badass that was just beating up people, and it would have made for much cooler action scenes. But that's not to,
This is the thing, because it's like on one hand you make him a bit more reckless, a bit more obviously not ready to be king, but on the other hand you just make him incredibly smart and very which is, I mean, I guess that could just be his character trait. He could just be a very smart,
wise guy.
The only thing with that wise one is that if he's so smart that nothing's even a challenge. Or, he was obviously challenged by Killmonger's philosophy, but there was never a real collision of ideals. At least I didn't think.
I think you did say that, and I don't think I agreed initially, but I think I do get it. Like, it was very clear that Killmonger was wrong. However, it was one of those things where it was like, Killmonger's crazy. Why? He's crazy! Like, like, it was like they kind of didn't establish... The film didn't really establish where it stood. And I think that's kind of I think that's them trying to not promote black militants. Okay. But at the same time, trying to be I'm trying to think of the right word. Three-dimensional... No, that's not the right word. Not a basic movie. They wanted to have challenging ideals, but they put their toe in, like, oh, black militant. But he's not all bad. But they didn't really do anything about that, They didn't establish why it was wrong, and they didn't establish why it was right. Like, they have that little discussion in the circle about what should we do, and it's just kind of like...
in the throne room.
Yeah, and it's kind of just like, let's do it to them before they do it to us. We move! Like... We move! That's it. I think that's a bit wasted. I think Black Panther could have really benefited from being 10 minutes longer. I think they could have done so much in 10 minutes. I guess they didn't want the film to be too long, and I get it, because, Infinity War was like right there. But, man, I think the only thing about Black Panther I can say is it's like, it's as good as it is. It could have been so much better.
Yeah. Obviously the memes is like to shit on it easily. Well, not shit on it, but the final fight, that's the rhinos and rubber men fighting.
It was really, that's another thing. The final CGI fight was very bad.
I did like the train though. I really like the train.
The train? The train's pretty cool, I guess. But this is another thing. Vibranium trains.
This was it's true. That was the other big thing. Everything is because you've been shot in the spine.
Vibranium.
No worries. We fix it with metal. I don't know.
We drive vibranium. We kill with vibranium. We fly with vibranium.
Yeah.
We fight with vibranium.
It was just a bit of a weird...
I didn't understand how Killmonger could die in there. Just put vibranium breast implants, and it is cool.
My heart, vibranium. This blood, vibranium.
Vibranium made of inner vibranium.
Yeah, I don't know. But hey.
I guess we could, since we're talking about it's a good movie, we can't just crap on it for 10 minutes.
It's very good.
Killmonger is a really great villain. Man. And not even just Killmonger. His dad had some really good acting performances. Sterling K. Brown.
Is that the guy who's the guest in Brooklyn Nine-Nine? I can't remember.
I don't know, bro. He's Fat Blaffer's dad. Let's just leave it there. I don't know.
Like, he's the one they interrogate for bare long.
I don't remember.
Oh, well.
Or maybe I didn't see the episode.
Black 99. I thought you loved Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I love it, but I don't remember all of it. But yes, his the scene with when Killmonger as a kid is talking to his dad, I think that's pretty cool. Someone made a nice little similar. Man, Tumblr give me everything I need. But someone made a nice similarity. They said that when Black Panther goes into his little voodoo world and sees his dad, he's a grown man. And when Killmonger goes to see his dad, he's a child. And it's almost like a symbol of, Killmonger is acting as a reckless, insecure child, and Black Panther's obviously like the wise, grown man. At his heart, Killmonger is still that angry child, and at Black Panther's heart, he is the wise king. I thought that's a pretty cool little polar opposite, and I thought that was really well done.
I think performances all round are very good.
Man,
all round everyone.
I think Black Panther is the only movie where I like every single character.
What's his name?
Except
with
for
the wonky eye.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, I can't remember.
They were so close.
The
Black Panther.
Oh god.
Oh man, yeah. I guess he counts. Yeah, all right, cool. Almost, because I was gonna say one thing we didn't talk about with Guardians 1 is Ronan is a pretty bad villain.
Yeah,
we didn't talk about that because we were just too busy.
It's great, but the thing is, I feel Ronan facilitates the Guardians. The movie is just, I don't know. I know that sounds like I'm making an excuse.
Nah, it's most Marvel films have that problem though.
Yeah.
The villain, that's the big villain problem.
But the villain is more to just facilitate the heroes being great.
Yeah. It's the catalyst. It's not. He doesn't have his own.
It's not the be all end all.
But yeah, man, Killmonger is great.
Very good.
I really like the American cop Martin Freeman. He's great. Claw.
It's a shame because two amazing villains were just deaded.
But I don't know. And I felt like they could do much more with them. But the females
in Black Panther.
Yes. The females in Black Panther. I felt like Okoye, Shuri and Nakia were all really well developed, real well-rounded characters. They were all funny. Okoye and Nakia had real serious, intimate moments. They felt like genuine, pivotal members of the cast and of the movie. Man, like they really shut it down. Like in many ways, Okoye is my favorite character in the show. In the film, and possibly one of my favorites just in general in MCU. Like I was so glad she made it to Endgame. I hope they do something like cool with her. I don't know what they can do. Maybe they can even give her. Oh, that was a lot. Give. Maybe they can give her, I don't know, maybe the Black Panther juice,
Give me the juice.
The sacred lean, I don't know, but man,
is there any left?
There's always lean. There's always lean. But, I don't know, man. I'd like to see Okoye do something cool,
What do you think about the theory of Shuri being Iron Woman?
I like Shuri so much, I'd just rather her be Shuri.
That's a good answer.
And I feel like it's a double-edged sword. If I don't like you, I don't want you to be Iron Man. Mm-hmm. And if I do like you, you're so good, you should just be you. So I don't want you to be Iron Man. So
I do think it would be better though to just have a new. If they do an Iron Woman, I do think it would be better to just have a new character. Just literally brand new, just come in for. Like, imagine if they did carry on with Wolverine stuff, but it was like, in Logan, new girls here. We'll just kick
now. She just says Bob and has a mustache, has the facial hair.
Hey, Bob.
Well, she wouldn't speak.
Hola, Bob.
Babalones.
Oh dear.
But yeah, man, I think Shuri's a great character, and she should just be the smart woman in the galaxy. It's one of the smartest women in the MCU. Okoye's a nice warrior. Nakia, I know I said Star-Lord and Gamora was my favourite romantic couple, and I do think that's number one. But man, I think T'Challa and Nakia are second. I think they're nice together. You know, nothing feels forced. Nothing feels silly. You know, it just feels like they're just suited. They're a good couple, man. I'd like to see more of her, but Lupita Nyong'o is such a big star. I don't know how much of her they can keep.
It's true, but I'm sure she's... I think she'd want to be part of Black Panther. I think there is a keen interest from her. It's not like something she's trying to get away from.
Yeah. I mean, when it makes the money, it makes...
But not even
Michael
just the
B.
money.
Jordan's probably shooting himself right now. I'll be in Creed.
Listen, I'd be like, you better use these damn stones and bring me back to life. But I mean more literally, because Black Panther was such a culture...
cultural
phenomenon. Cultural phenomena. I'm sure she'll want to come back to it, not just for a paycheck, like...
Yeah, to inspire... Yeah,
for the people.
First. A woman. What a woman, eh? Yeah. I guess that's what there is to say.
Yeah, I mean, to start Black Panther, like, unfortunately, we do think there were just some missed opportunities, but, hey, I mean...
Still good for me. And there's always the sequel, I guess.
Yeah, man, I'm actually really looking forward to it. Yeah. And I'm even looking to Endgame, because there's going to be more Wakanda, apparently, so we'll see. And obviously, after Black Panther, the Holy Grail...
If only you had an edit that could snap me away.
I know, but this is way too long and I don't think people will watch it, so I don't want to edit too much. So, with that being said...
Infinity War!
Dum 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 dum. Yeah, no. I saw it 6 times, or 5 or 6 times in the cinema.
I saw it once and couldn't bear to watch it again in the cinema. That's a lie. I saw it twice and couldn't bear to watch it again in the cinema. But, Blu-ray... Actually, only once on Blu-ray. Man, I can't watch this film.
What? I've seen it. I saw it so many times in cinema. I saw it in Southampton. I saw it with you, didn't I?
No. I wasn't invited to that party.
No, but didn't I? What did I just watch with you? Civil
War. That was the one I rinsed out. I saw that 6 times.
But anyway, Infinity War. Infinity War was great. Everyone knows it was great. Everyone loved it. I don't really want to spend time talking about how good it was. Instead, I want to talk about what was wrong. Well, not even necessarily what was wrong, because
I guess
it's just us, but just what we didn't like, you know? Yeah, ultimately, everything we do say, it is with the notion that, okay, most of these things might still be answered in Endgame.
Yeah.
We do absolutely understand that this is not really a standalone movie, but more of a 2-part.
Mm-hmm. No matter how much the Russos insist.
So.
Okay.
I want you to actually start off with, but I'll set you off. Thanos, in an attempt to make him a villain with ideals and morals that are, you know, understandable and you can sympathise with him, or at least empathise with him.
Mm-hmm.
We believe they made a mistake of making him almost too justified in wanting to kill half of the people in the universe. And yeah, you can go on from that.
Right, okay. So, one of the common things about Marvel, I guess we've kind of been building up to discussing it, kind of we mentioned here and there, is that there was a big villain problem. Their villains were almost 2-dimensional, super evil, and just catalyst for the hero, and we never cared or were concerned about the villain or his motivations in life. Now, Phase 3 went out of his way to fix that with Ego, Vulture, even Zemo in Civil War, and then of course Hela and Killmonger, who we loved. Thanos is a villain I really love. He's a great villain. He's super powerful. I love his narcissistic side. I love his sadistic side. Like, I like when he tries to make Star-Lord kill Gamora. Like, that's some good villainy, you know.
Or tortures his own daughter. You know. Or there was another scene. Where I thought it was really good. Like, man, what a bad person. Oh, you bad, huh?
It will come to me. But yeah, like, just that type of stuff. The the cynical, the proper villain. Now I get that he was they wanted to make him, more complex and more. You understand where he's coming from, but it felt like every single scene he was in, they wanted to make it clear that he wasn't that bad a guy. They wanted to make it like every scene, like literally, Ebony Moore's like, it's not suffering. We're saving the world by killing you. That's the first scene we get with Thanos. Next scene with Thanos, he's with Gamora, and he's like, all your people in the planet are eating healthy now, and it's like, all right, cool, we get it, you're good. And then with Doctor Strange, he's like, the deaths are random and it's for the sake of the planet. And it's like, I get why you want Gamora to like you, but why are you telling Doctor Strange? Why do you care what Doctor Strange thinks of you? Like, like, did the movie touch you that much? That's what I didn't get. Even when he's even talking to Iron Man, he's like, don't worry, half the universe will be... Like, why do you care if Tony Stark thinks you're right? You've beaten him. And I guess that was my kind of issue. It was like, and everyone came out of the film saying, hey, Thanos has got a point. And it's like, that's bad writing when you think about it.
Because how can he have a point but also just be completely like evil and insane and like, torturing, finding joy from the torturing as well, genuinely just being evil.
Kidnapping children at a young age and molding them. That felt very overlooked. It felt like it was a thing and then they just didn't care really. That's something that
Gamora even seems to have some sort of like affection.
Yeah, it's
like a weird abuse affection. Like, it's a bit weird.
It is a bit weird, and I think the biggest problem with that is the way it ends. Gamora just gets thrown, and that's another thing. It's like, wait, is that the end of Gamora's abusive parent story? He kills her in such a bland way, and. I did like the whole she tries to kill herself and then he changes the reality. That's some pretty cool shit. So it's like he doesn't even give her the choice of how she dies. That's pretty cool. I like that. I still think it was too easy the way he killed Gamora. But that's because I'm a Gamora fan and I get that Thanos is super powerful. But I mean, Gamora has been saving the universe. Can she not do some hits? But I guess the guy who pummeled a Hulk in like 30 seconds can't really lose to Gamora, I guess. But they did tease that she could beat him with the whole reality thing when she stabs him. So it's like, is she powerful? Is she? That's another thing, the Guardian's power level was being confusing and everything. But yeah, like, I've gone mad. But yeah, Thanos, I just felt like they tried too hard to make him likable.
Too multi-dimensional.
Almost too much. Yeah,
the dimensions contradict.
Yeah, exactly that. So that's what I thought about it.
I mean, that side, obviously, the movie looks gorgeous. The acting is great.
They finally Avengers like Thor is like really great in that film. Usually, I hate that he wanders off because sometimes he just wanders off and mopes. But I like that this time he's on his mission. He's with other characters that we like instead of that naked doctor. Yeah, like he's with Rocket and Groot. Like we love Rocket, and that's pretty cool. His little scene with Rocket, and he's like, "Oh, what more could I lose?" Like that's some really good acting, man. That was pretty great. And then obviously him like firming the power of a dying star.
The power of a dying star.
And then Groot cutting off his own hand.
Oh, Groot! That's my favorite moment. That's my favorite.
And then Thor comes to Wakanda, and then like man, like that's all. That's phenomenal. And even the fact that I like that his hammer generally was super powerful. Because if he went all that way to get a hammer and he still couldn't beat Thanos with the stones, it'd be like, oh, okay, well, damn. Yeah, I like that it was generally more powerful than the stones. But I guess we must go back to another negative, which is there are certain characters that are better with the Russos, and certain characters that are worse with the Russos. I guess if I should say names and you tell me what you think. Okay, Thor?
Yeah, Thor. I mean, obviously they ran with what Taika Waititi did with the character, but also gave him that power fantasy beauty of this guy can fuck everyone, even though they kind of retcon the whole
you don't need the hammer.
But hey, whatever.
It's not that. It's not to win. It's just for the stones. He doesn't need
just
it.
for
Just no. To be fair, if Thor can fight by himself against some stones,
some stones,
you know.
Yeah, and then obviously, they did a great job with handling Thor.
So, yeah. Okay. Okay. Captain America is the Russos. Black Panther. Of course, we kind of
Black Panther was a weird one for Infinity War because they didn't realise how great Black Panther was going to be, at least how big the scope of it would have been. So there's not really a lot to go off on.
In terms of Infinity War?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think that they didn't realise Wakanda was going to be such a supernova. Like, man, when I was watching it in the theatre and the Wakanda music, it's like, everyone was just rhythmically jumping. Like, and then when he died, it was like, wait, what? Like, everyone, and I think they probably thought we'd care, but not the way, I'm sure they would have, if they knew Black Panther was going to make $1 billion, they would have put him all over the film. But nevertheless, yeah. I still think the Russos use him better, as far as Civil War, if you compare Civil War and Panther, but yeah. Okay, Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Doctor Strange, you were saying this earlier, and it's very true, the character of Doctor Strange definitely performs better when coupled with another character, and not just any character, but
Tony Mother Stark.
So charisma's just going everywhere.
And Peter Parker.
Yeah, I know. Tom Holland did a very good job, to be fair, to not be like overwhelmed or overshadowed.
Yeah.
By two great actors. So props to him for that, because he needs my validation.
I guess, but yeah, no, like even me, I wasn't a big Doctor Strange guy in Infinity War, but man, he was great. That the thing he does with Thanos, like, man, that's flipping awesome.
Yeah, no, and it's true. I forgot to mention, I think they did a great job of giving each character, except Hulk, giving each character a nice shine in the spotlight.
Yeah, a little small arc. Another character I didn't feel doing anything, and it's kind of disappointing, is Bucky. Falcon.
Endgame.
Yeah. I guess.
Actually, not Bucky.
Well, not Falcon either.
Oh.
I don't know, but I guess they've given them Bucky so much. Like, Bucky's done a lot, but Winter Soldier is phenomenal. Civil War is phenomenal. So I guess it's just Thanos time. Vision is horrible.
Vision was strange, but I don't even think that was necessarily the Russos. Did the Russos write Infinity War? No.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
But I didn't really understand what the idea was, I don't know if it's because of Thanos' arrival, his mind is getting angry, or like he's getting headaches because of the stones reacting with the other stones. But he just again, they're just doing everything in their power to just neutralize very strong characters.
But you could have had we had a lot in Infinity War, but man, I was really looking forward to a Vision Thanos fight.
At least something, right?
Yeah, I knew Thanos would win, but man, I wanted Vision to go out like the last, because he is the last source of defense. Why don't you just have him go out like
even if he gets stomped, at least let him fly into him.
Yeah, like let him do something. Like, it just felt like Thanos.
You see, he's like henchman fodder.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
We move.
Like for Vision to have to be saved from Thanos' henchmen by Black Widow, Captain America, and the Falcon.
The Falcon.
Oh, goodness me. And Scarlet Witch. What the... Scarlet Witch is up and down. Oh, she's up and down because she's really weird. Sometimes she's weak, and then sometimes she can take on Thanos with 5 Infinity Stones.
And bullets.
And bullets, It's like sometimes a henchman can take her down, and then sometimes she can take down Thanos. Her power levels are really weird, I guess. How many other characters are there? Oh, okay. I guess we could talk about now the best used character by the Russos and the worst. I guess you can talk about Iron Man because you had a lot to say about Iron Man and the Russo and Infinity War.
Unlike Jimmy, I was not a massive fan of Iron Man. I watched Iron Man 1 and I really didn't get into MCU until Guardians, which is like midway through phase 2. I wasn't even big on Avengers 2, to be fair. So when Infinity War came about, I honestly, I don't really know what I was excited for. Like, just the general hype. It's not like I was looking for a particular character. But man, to see everything that Tony's gone through to just sort of, I don't even really want to say come full circle, but center to this beautiful point of, this is a man who was so smart that he's gotten to a stage now where he's almost like the only one who sort of knows what needs to be done or how urgent it is to be done. Mm-hmm. But he also knows that he can't do it, you know? And so it's a man that's trying to just grasp every last thing he can to just... I don't even think he believes he can do it. I
believe in you.
I think it feels like it was a thing of like, look, I'm just going to try to do it. Almost as in, so if it fails, it can just be over quickly. Man. You know, that's almost how it feels. But just that sort of brave, look, we got to do this now. We're going to fight on his turf. We're going to go to his yard, like yard. Just everything.
Fuck him.
Everything from Iron Man in that movie is so fucking gangster. I love it, man. The nano suit to like
the battering ram.
He's the only one who makes Thanos bleed, which I think is a bit bonkers. But hey, it was sick. And even that last fight scene, when obviously he's losing nanoparticles and he's having to shift the resources into his hands so he can just keep the pulses up. Like the brave, because obviously it's just a man in a suit, but here we see that he's very willing to not just be a man in a suit. He's very willing to be like, look, I've got to get this job done, even if it costs me my life. I feel in that moment, it visually... I'm not trying to say it probably isn't this deep. But to me, in that moment, it was like, man, look, this is a man who's using every... Because it was so visual as well, it's like literally leaving his face and in chest and everything. Like, he's using every last bit of himself to get this job done. And yeah, man, Iron Man was fantastic for me. He was great in Civil War, and yeah, even in Infinity War, like, Russo's really do know what to do with Tony Stark.
I really agree with that, man. And the thing I love the most about Tony is I think he's better because he is scared. Captain America is cool, and I'm a big fan of Captain America the character, but he is fearless, you know, like, you know, he doesn't really care, which isn't a bad thing, but I think it's much more honourable if someone is genuinely so scared of what's going to happen. But
well, if you're not scared, are you brave?
I think exactly. It's like two different ends of bravery. It's the guy who fears nothing, and then the guy who fears everything but does it anyway. And the only reason he does it is because, man, and what was the biggest fear Iron Man had? The Avengers dying. And someone even made a good point again on Tumblr that the reason Iron Man is so insistent on fighting Thanos in space is so he doesn't come and kill the other Avengers. So even in this world where he's at war with the Avengers, you know, the Avengers are no more, he hates Cap or whatever, Bucky killed his parents, his worst fear is still them dying. That's still that's still what drives him so crazy. Is that no, we can't let him get there and kill the Avengers. The problem isn't even losing; it's more what happens to the people he cares about, you know. And then the fact that because of that insistence and because of that rash thinking, because I know there's one person that's blamed for all of it, but man, I think they all made mistakes. And because of his irrational thinking, one of his worst fears comes to life because Peter Parker ends up, you know, turning into Dustin in front of him in like one of the most, like, in my opinion, like one of the best acted scenes in the Marvel universe. Like, man, to this day, it's hard to watch. Like, man, genuinely, like, breaks me. I think I watch it, and every time I finish watching it, I just shout, "Thanos must die," somewhere. You know, it just. But yeah, like, and I think that's really pivotal for Endgame. I even like the nice touch that when Spider-Man turns to dust, he looks at his own hand, almost like he's waiting to go, like almost to end the misery. And once he realizes sinks in, he just breaks down and cries.
However, the Russos are not gods.
Okay. Maybe Endgame will make it okay. Maybe Endgame will redeem what we saw. But the Guardians were outrageously misused. Now, I get Drax is a funny character, but in Infinity War, he's all humor.
To be reduced to that.
Man, he's all humor. And this is a fight he's been waiting for. The Thanos fight. He's been like, I must kill Thanos. But he's all humor. I don't like that. I get that his power levels are very hazy, but man, this was your chance to give him something. And they've just made him a comic character, which I don't like. Gamora is literally fodder for Thanos, you know, to make him look sympathetic, I guess. Oh, I cry for my fallen daughter. Nebula doesn't do anything, but I'm sure Endgame's got something in mind for her. Like, I mean, I'm
she's got to do something.
Yeah, I'm almost certain of it. So I'm not gonna hold them to that. But man, they messed up Star-Lord so bad. And the funny thing is that I guess it's a good and a bad thing that people are just watching a movie and so into it, they're just like, man, Star-Lord messed up the universe. Star-Lord messed up the universe. Or Star-Lord didn't because it was part of the plan. It was part of the plan, it was part of the plan. So wherever you stand, you're so into the universe. That's fair enough. From a critical perspective, it's just bad writing. I think the Russos made it very clear that Civil War was very instrumental to Infinity War. And then after Infinity War came out, it was the whole thing of, because Tony and Steve aren't together, because the Avengers are not one, Thanos was able to break them down and beat them, and if they were all together, Thanos would have won. But then you show a scene that very clearly presents itself as, but they were about to win until Star-Lord messed up everything because his girl died.
And I know it sounds very like innocent of us to say, oh, we wouldn't have reacted that way if we heard someone died, but it's like, I've also not fought space lords. I've also not fought, you know, just monsters in the galaxy. Like, I feel even though Star-Lord is more of a childish character, he is still a hero. You know, I don't think he'd risk that much. Because I guess that's the beauty of the scene in a way. It's like, oh, he loves Gamora so much that he doesn't care about the fate of the universe. Okay, sure, whatever. I don't think he would have done that. I don't think the character of Star-Lord would have done that.
And a lot of people are like, no, but he's always reacting emotional and he's always reckless. And I do agree. I think he is a reckless character. However, one thing I would have even preferred they do... Let me get into that. Because I'm not a writer. But one thing that strikes in mind to me is the scene in Guardians 2 when he overpowers Ego. Now, when Yondu... there's a scene in Guardians 2 at the end... and it's Yondu's like when Star-Lord finally gets his celestial powers, he finally is able to use it. And Yondu's like, I don't use my head to fly an arrow. I use my heart. And you see a visual stimuli of all the people that is in Star-Lord's heart. You see his mum, you see Gamora, but you see other characters. You see Drax, you see Rocket, you see Groot, you see his Yondu. You see other people. So you can't now tell me that now Gamora's dead, they all mean nothing to him. You know, you can't... He didn't fart. It was that.
It was manned.
Yeah. You can't...
It's a bizarre misuse of the character.
Yeah, I know they're going to try and redeem it, but I feel like it's such
a bad mistake.
Yeah, it's so...
Because we've been trying to defend this motherfucker for a year now.
A year, like...
And you just can't, because they were going to win.
Well, I mean, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, Endgame, I guess, could just explain it. The whole, there's a theory that if they took the gauntlet off, Thanos would have got so desperate that he would have just killed them.
Maybe. But hey, let's wrap this up, because I don't want this to be over an hour and a half.
It's going to be long, bro.
It's going to be long, but it's more of a podcast. But hey. Infinity War.
But Infinity War is a great film. I feel like we've kind of just... Oh my days, we even got the Hulk.
Yeah, the Hulk. We hope in Endgame he's going to be used, but man, beginning of Infinity War, he got absolutely cream pied by Thanos. Completely and utterly cream pied.
It was so uncomfortable.
So bad,
watching.
but it was beautiful. It was a great way to get us into the film.
Yeah, and I hope. And to be fair, again, I'm 99% sure they're gonna do something with him in Endgame. I'm 99% sure of it. So we're not gonna go on that. But he has to catch the L for now. But yeah.
Only thing I will say about Hulk, I just hope it's not a thing of Scarlett Johansson. I keep mixing up. Black Widow's gonna die, and Hulk gets angry.
You don't want that.
Well, it's not that I don't. Okay, yeah, no, I do want that.
What?
Anyway, I personally think that's probably going to be the thing that triggers Hulk.
Which I think, I guess it's too easy.
We have a minute and a half.
Okay, we only have one film to talk about.
Well, no, Ant-Man as well.
Oh,
Ant-Man and the Wasp is.
It's fun. It's a nice rom-com. It's a nice date movie. But you're gonna forget about it. But man, the post-credit scene's pretty cool.
Yes, Captain Marvel.
Yep.
Brie Larson is okay in certain roles, but the writing was a bit messed up, and I didn't really understand what they were going for throughout. Sometimes she's very serious and a bit too mean and stuff, but then other times she's very light-hearted and. You know, she's very cheeky. You know, I don't know. Maybe she'll work better with. Maybe she'll work better.
With the Avengers.
A minute. Maybe she'll work better with the Avengers.
Yeah, I hate the whole movie. It all sucks.
Except for the get up moment.
Yeah, the get up moment is pretty cool. Nick Fury is a lot of fun. The daughter, the black girl's daughter, is really cute, really adorable. Nice little moments with them too, but
Brie Larson probably acts best with the kid.
Yeah, but I don't like Brie Larson. I don't think she's good. I think she's Captain Marvel is a very annoying character, and if Captain Marvel is the one that beats Thanos, then man, that's a waste.
I know it's going to be hard. It's going to be a heavy toll to take. There's rumors that the child is obviously now an adult. Captain Marvel might die, like Brie Larson's Captain Marvel might die, and she might transfer the powers onto the child.
I would not mind that one bit.
Well, this is the thing. If Brie Larson's character, because you know, like we didn't like Doctor Strange, but he was pretty good in Infinity War. Brie Larson, I have a feeling that she's going to be much better in Endgame.
To be fair, Ant-Man in Civil War.
Ant-Man in Civil War is great, you know. So let's give her the benefit of the doubt for now. But Captain Marvel was not that great of a movie.
It's the only Marvel film I generally just hate.
I don't know why they had to sell it as you need to see this for Endgame, otherwise Endgame won't make sense.
It did nothing for Endgame. I think they only even added the Tesseract for the sake of content. I don't even think they cared. It was like Tesseract.
They can't explain why it was there. They don't know, which is funny. But hey, we hope you've enjoyed this really long talk. We've been waffling for so long. We love Marvel.
Thanos must die. How do you end it?
Go watch Endgame.
Justice for Star-Lord.
Justice for Star-Lord.